No.
Yeah. You gonna?
All right, well, we're going to start things off tonight. I've got my seashell collection, so we're going to wheel that out.
I'm going to wrestle each and every one of you in here, so come on, why don't you get up here?
Who wants to brace him up? Who's going to...
This is awkward. So.
Escort this guy out. Right now. Oh, thank you.
Brian.
You're generous. You're generous.
Good. Thank you very much. All right, well, I guess we will start. My name's Mark, and I work for the same...
No, let's wait a minute. Vamp for a minute. Do a minute.
What's that?
Do a minute.
Do a minute.
4, 3.
Here's Tim and Eric.
St. Louis! St. Louis!
Let's hear it, St. Louis. Let's go.
Let's hear Clayton!
Let's hear it, St. Louis. Let's go. Let's run around.
Let's hear it, Missouri, Fred Basket! Let's hear it, the West!
Let's hear it for St. Louis. Let's run around.
Let's hear it for Film Festival, Quentin Tarantino!
Let me welcome to the stage one of the greats of modern comedy, Mr. Eric Wareheim.
Thank you guys so much. It's so good to be here. Oh, wow. Film Festival. I want to now bring to the stage one of the greats, filmmakers, Tim Heidecker!
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
I'm glad we reserved all these spots for our official sponsors. So the Sierra Mist guys couldn't be here
I
tonight.
want to thank Twix. Who's here from Twix, the candy bar? Anybody? You guys,
Thank you so
these
much
are your
for
seats. They're
bringing the
reserved for
Twix
you.
and sponsoring this event.
Thanks, Twix.
Thanks for bringing us out, Twix and Sierra Mist.
That's what was it?
Right. Well, you know, we were just in the middle of talking,
Yeah.
so.
Right up at the top. It'll be
Cool in email, like maybe save your thoughts for an email. Now we have to recharge and.
Hey, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.
We don't want to get off on the wrong foot with the audience. Yeah. Why don't you go to the fourth or fifth row? Okay? You're from Twix, then you should be sitting over here.
There's a nice pocket right back there where we can dim those lights.
All right, well, this is a serious film festival, so we should get down to business. Eric and I secured the film rights to a Jean-Luc Godard film, from his first film, actually. We're going to be screening that twice tonight. It's his longest film.
If you've seen Breathless or Weekend, it's way more avant-garde than that. It's about 4.5 hours. And the way that he truly wanted to screen it was back-to-back twice.
Right.
So get cozy.
It's called The Library, and it takes place in a library, obviously, in, where is it, Paris?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right.
French New Wave.
And it's real quiet, so everyone just keep quiet and pay attention because we weren't able to get the subtitles, which was a big problem. But there's not a lot of dialogue anyway, so it's not a big deal. Anyway,
before we're going to screen those, we have a couple other things to show you guys. We're going to kind of take you through Tim and Eric Fine Art Films. We're going to take you on a journey from when we first met as two young chaps into what we're doing now. It's going to be fun. We're going to come out and talk to you in between things, and we'll have a little Q&A if you have any questions for us. We'll be happy to field them.
Before we show the genesis of whatever we do, we're going to show you guys a brand new episode of Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job. This is a world premiere right here in St. Louis.
Yeah. So turn off your fucking cell phones and stuff. If I see this on YouTube, I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah, no, seriously, guys.
Dear.
No, who's recording? Anybody recording anything?
Turn it off. We could actually, we got
sued.
Please
3
don't
times last year for
film
that.
it. You can film this comedy.
This stuff is gold.
Stream this on YouTube.
You can secure rights to this, and you can have a film festival next year featuring the footage from us.
This episode is probably our 6th or 7th episode of the series.
Yeah, sixth episode that you'll see.
I would say one of our most favorite special guests,
Mr. Robin Williams. So
take it away. Got worked up back there, wasn't it? It's basically just a story of two friends working it out, making things right.
I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it was really good. What you guys think? Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So obviously that wasn't the real Robin Williams, obviously. I don't know if you picked up on that.
So now we're going to go back in time about 10 years, and we're going to show you one of the first things we made, which is not very different from what you just saw, technically and creatively. Doug, we're going to go to Cat Film Festival. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. Maybe some of you have. But it was one of the first things we did out of college. I think, Tim, was your idea.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Were you recording there?
No.
Oh, good. Great.
Subtitle that part that I said it was your idea.
Yeah, well, I think the idea was to really do a cat film festival, much like this film festival here, is to just submit.
But just about cats. I mean, just no men,
videos of your cats.
No men or ladies, just cats.
And so we got together and made this little promotional video for it, and then got lazy and didn't actually go through with making the festival itself. But we got this out of it. So talk to you in a minute.
Let's cue it up. Doug, you got it? And the tiniest mic you can get and the shortest cable.
Put that in an envelope, send it to Hollywood, California, with a self-addressed stamp to return, so they can send you the contract back, which then gives you a television.
President of Hollywood.
That'll be done.
That ice skating footage is actually real footage that I shot.
That's right.
Because right out of college, I did videos.
Videographer.
One of the jobs I did was this rich mom was like, "Will you videotape my daughter skating?" And I was like, "Of course I will." So I had that footage around, so that's how that made it in there.
And that was Reese Witherspoon.
Absolutely, it's a good story. All right. So something else we did right out of college was a short called Tom Goes to the Mayor, which eventually spiraled into the TV show Tom Goes to the Mayor. I don't know if anyone saw that one. But
this is what the first thing we made, and I think it was maybe even before that Cat Film Festival was this thing that we made, and it was we didn't know what we were doing, but we just took some digital stills of each other and kind of drew these backgrounds in Photoshop and did this thing that we didn't know why we were doing it. It was just for fun. And
Tim lived up in New York, and I lived in Philly, and he'd come down on the weekends, and we were obsessed with talking to each other like Tom and the Mayor talk to each other. Just like boring, benign, ridiculous conversations. We just kind of
like we're doing right now. So here it is, the show.
Bye.
The one that started it all.
Bye.
One interesting point is Eric and I can't both have a beard at the same time.
Doesn't work. Two bearded men is not funny. We after we made this, we showed it to a couple of our friends, and then we entered it into the film festival,
much like this one,
Philly International Film Festival, and it got into one of the shows, like a short show, and that kind of gave us a little idea that we should maybe show it to some other people.
Yeah, we made a few other things and sent it off to some friends of ours, or not friends of ours, but people that we are now friends with. At the time, we're just people that we loved and admired and thought were the reason we were doing this. And
Tim was up in New York at a crappy office job.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this.
Yeah. So I started using their mailroom as my office and sending out DVDs. And one was sent to Bob Odenkirk, who actually watched it and called me pretty much as he was watching it and wanted to know who we were and why he had never heard of us before. And he said, who do you guys know? And we didn't know anybody. We really
nobody.
We're not in any kind of comedy scene or any kind of we're just two dudes making stuff. And
I also think that what else motivated him to look at it was we sent him 2 8x10 headshots of us, and we signed them. And we also invoiced him for the whole package. We charged him for the headshots and the shipping and the DVD labels.
Ballsy.
But he watched it. I mean, he was our fucking idol. Major, he was the funniest guy we knew. So.
But also, crazy. Watching this, it reminded me about and we'll show an episode of Tom Goes to the Mayor in a minute. But we grew up in sort of these suburban, small towns, and I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Eric's from outside of Philadelphia. And being here just only for a few hours in St. Louis, I can imagine similar feelings in the way that these guys talk about restaurants and in strip malls and garbage. All of it's garbage, right?
Expo centers.
I mean, we've all been to schooners and seen the buffets, and it's like this horrible sprawl of terribleness that we've all just agreed to be a part of. And that was so inspirational, actually driving between New York and Philadelphia, going on the New Jersey Turnpike and stopping at horrible, buffet places and
Red Rogers,
getting diarrhea in an hour. So it's nice to be in this town, which seems like it's probably got a schooners, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, I grew up in that same kind of place too, and I'm sure there's empathy towards the buffet, right?
Speaking of buffet, let's talk about our next short film that we did. It's called Humpers. You guys may have seen this one. But now watching this, the beginning of Humpers is very similar to Tom Goes to the Mayor. It's just two dudes trying to get a job done.
I like to think it's the first time we actually tried to do something really funny to be funny, not to do an art project or anything like that. Let's just make some comedy with a K.
Yeah. We have when we make our new show, we have a board and it has a section that says mood pieces and comedy bits. And their comedy bits, you're like, all right, that's gonna be funny because you're
like the Numbers sketch
shorts or
with
something.
Rainn Wilson in it.
That's a comedy
bit.
And
it's like, I get that. I've seen something like that before.
And a mood piece is more like Dress to Impress, where you've never seen a man like that get those kind of pants, and what software is that, and why is that weekend? That's a mood piece.
No link.
Humpers is more of a comedy bit.
The little mood.
Yeah. Did you cut out the beginning? Is the show running too long?
Say again. Okay, so it's somebody else's fault.
Everyone, that's DJ Doug Pound. He's performing with us tomorrow.
It's very much responsible for if you like Awesome Show and Tom Goes to the Mayor. He's one of the editors and one of the writers. He brings a lot of his own voice to the show. Really good guy.
How many of you fuckers are coming to our show tomorrow night?
Yeah!
You guys are in for a treat. It's going to be awesome. If you are on the fence,
it's exactly this show. It's the same thing, but just in a smaller place.
Quieter, yeah.
Much quieter. And they don't have microphones at this place we're doing it tomorrow night?
No, so we just have to...
So, okay.
Hey!
Like this. Maybe the only difference.
So we got Big Cups or Shrek. What do you want to do?
Big Cups or Shrek?
Yeah.
Shrek!
You haven't seen it on the big screen. You've only seen it on little YouTube clips, right? Let's talk about Shrek a little bit before we show it, just in case people haven't seen it. A couple months ago, the movie Shrek 3 came out. Shrek the Third, I should say. And a week before...
Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, you guys know it.
Yeah. And a week before, in Los Angeles, and I'm sure here and everywhere in the universe, for months and weeks ahead of time, every day you just get bombarded with, the weight is ogre billboards and just, I hate to keep using this word garbage, but it's just garbage shoveled at you.
Children walking out of McDonald's with green face paint and ears and green straws and green Whoppers.
So
everywhere.
I woke up like the week before the premiere of that movie was going to come out with the idea that Eric and I would just put a link to the Shrek website from our website to their website. As like an experimental joke to say.
If you go to timanderic.com, it'll take you to shrek.com.
And I came in and sort of sheepishly suggested this to Eric, and it's sometimes hard to pitch an idea to anybody when you're not sure if you're just an idiot for thinking it. But Eric, one of the great things about this thing here is like he immediately knew what I was talking about and was like, yes.
He didn't even have to finish. He's like, do you want to help support Shrek? Yes. I want to spend the rest of the fucking week making our whole crew shoot this.
So that's the thing. We said, all right, well, let's. It was kind of a slow week. We said, well, let's put the thing up. Maybe we should make just like one little teaser video where we just introduce this idea.
Wouldn't it be funny just to make one small
video,
clip?
Right.
One clip.
So we got into our green screen room and started talking about Shrek without talking to each other about what we were going to do or anything, and ended up shooting like 13 of them, because we just realized that there's so much to talk about, and then we got our friends to come in and do it, and so it was a great, like, talk about using the internet for your own purpose, like, because of the hype that was happening with that movie that week. Every day we would put up a new Shrek video, and if you're on our mailing list, you would get this email from us. I'm sure some people here might have gotten it, like. And a lot of people thought we were either crazy, which they already probably thought we were, or that we were being paid to do this by DreamWorks. And, it was really hard we kept quiet about it. We were just like, we're not going to say a word. But it would have been a good idea. I mean, I guess I could imagine it's not that much of a leap, because we never break, you'll see it, but we just never admit, we never make fun of the movie. We just it's
all
just
positive. But after you see 15 Shrek promos and you still don't know, I mean, there's still people out there that hate us because they thought we were supporting this movie.
Yeah.
But you guys can decide after you see this whether it's real or not.
And Shrek, the third DVD came out.
Do your pre-order.
Amazon.com.
I wish I could talk to the marketing people behind Shrek. If they just stumbled upon these two guys helping them. I mean, it's just like free help from us.
Yeah, I bet we were joking that someone probably got a raise because of this. Like some boss was like, Johnson, I saw what you guys did with the micro thing. It was perfect. Right,
good work. Although we do have a problem with it's not made by Disney, or it's not really sponsored by Papa John's, Ford, or Expedia.com.
Anyways,
living in Los Angeles.
That's probably my favorite thing of all time.
Yeah,
it's just so dumb to think about why would do this. There's so much misinformation in there.
Speaking of dumb, let's segue to our next thing. It's a brand new premiere. It's a little internet show we're doing called Steven and Steven. It's two Siamese twin brothers connected at the penis, obsessed with MySpace and downloading movies and server size and bit lengths.
And this was for Comedy Central's website, and they're really obsessed with like making 1 minute or 2 minute long shows. So it's a place for us to just be really stupider than anything else, and pointless. Just let's get like some laughs in it and not try to make it anything other than just silly, retarded fun.
And our good friend Eric Fensler does all the voices. He did all those G.I. Joe remixes. You guys remember that? So he does the voices of both Steven and Steven, and we made 6 of these, and they'll air online sometime February.
On your birthday.
Yep. For 14th, Valentine's Day, V-Day.
Nice.
Vagina Day.
Valentine's Day. Brown chocolate anymore. Really be talking about chocolate. I know all you guys were thinking, as soon as you hear brown chocolate, you're thinking of poo.
Poo jokes.
Poo jokes.
We have the biggest, ultimate poo joke in our first episode of the new season on Sunday, Tim.
That's right.
You guys gonna be watching? It's a very awesome show. I'm not going to go into it, but when you watch it, you'll agree with me that it's just the most disgusting thing you've ever done.
Can't do it better than that. So we're going to officially retire the poop joke. We'll just
shut it down.
Shut it down. What's next, Eric?
Well, speaking of selling out and doing advertising, our friend Zach Galifianakis came to us with. He has a.
Let's hear it for Zach.
Yeah. He was going to do an Absolut Vodka ad for their website, and they said you could do whatever you want, and we're like, all right, we'll make it with you.
Yeah, it was fresh off the heels of Shrek, and we felt like we should have gotten some money out of that. We did that for free. So Absolut said, here's some money, and we won't tell you what to do at all. You can do whatever you want. You just have to use this one line in it. So
we asked many emails, are you sure you're okay with this? Because if you allow us to do anything we want, you're gonna get something.
So forgive us for taking a little dough from the man, but I think you'll appreciate. Hopefully, you'll understand that we got to take these opportunities sometimes. Squeezing a little art into commerce.
Yeah. We're actually going to make 2 more of those. And we pitched them an idea that Tim and I take Zach to the beach because he is deathly afraid of water. There's a whole ceremony of us holding him into the water and gently dropping his head in. He's screaming and we're holding him.
You know,
and they're like, okay.
That was a lot of that was improvised, and we kind of wrote it quickly and did it very quickly, and we realized we were all talking afterwards, like, are they gonna? Do they want to? Have you ever seen an advertisement for alcohol where there was so much angry yelling involved? Right? And we're like, well, they can't go for that, and so we were very nervous that we're gonna have to cut all of his yelling because. You don't want to show your product causing someone to start
or being the solution to an angry, horrible
no solution, like, everything will be okay if you just drink this vodka. You'd never see that. But there was one line that everything was fine for them. I don't know, it didn't matter. But there was one line that we had to cut, that when Zach comes in with a tray of drinks, I say, just what the doctor ordered. As just like the thing that an idiot would say, like a douchebag would say. And there's this great moment where Zach gives this look like that's the thing I say every time something is brought in front of me. Just what the doctor ordered. But they had to cut it because you can't say that. You can't say that the doctor ordered alcohol.
And they're also Swedish, so I don't think they really understand much of what's happening. That kind of Sweden, that is normal, is fine, and great marketing campaign. I can't wait to make more. Tim, I think that's all we got tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
Unless you guys want to see one more episode of Awesome Show.
I think that's a great idea. I have to actually pee.
Okay.
So that's a good time for me.
Turn your mic off, because I was back there with my mic on.
Oh, really?
And I thought you guys heard pee, but maybe not.
So after that, though, we'd like to open the floor up if anybody has any questions or anything. It's just so that if there's a way to bring a microphone up here or something. Anyone?
We gotta have another wireless.
Okay.
He's got it. Here you go.
So this is episode 4 of season 2, Awesome Show.
My favorite.
Great job.
Personal.
Absolutely.
Tiny Hats, the commercial was a comedy bit, but Ooh Ma Ma was absolutely a mood piece.
And then Tiny Hats became a mood piece.
And those 3 guys, those 2 guys and that woman are so amazing. We had them back for a new commercial, and it's a board game called It's Not Jackie Chan. And it's basically the cards say it's not Jackie Chan, and then there's Harrison Ford. So your opponent has to guess anything. It's a horrible game. But those guys are so great at it.
So, I don't know if we thought this would be okay, but we thought just if somebody wanted to ask us a question, they could come up and sit here. Who wants to have a question?
Do that. There we go.
Come on up.
DJ Jugtown's going to hand you the mic.
And you can sit here.
Come on up. What's your name, sir? Where are you from?
My name's Thad. I'm from Los Angeles.
Why don't you introduce us like you're the host of a talk show?
Oh, sure. This is Tim and Eric, and we're having an interview here.
What's your show called?
My show.
Your talk show. That one.
This show.
The talk show that we're doing here.
This is...
Just Thad's Cool Talk Show.
This is Thad's Cool Talk Show. We're having Actually, it just changed. It's now Thad's Rad Talk Show.
Okay. You punched it up right there.
The audience is getting, it's losing patience. So
it's the intro. Sometimes the talk shows, if the intro is too long, people will just change the channel. So.
Obviously. All right. Well, I guess my first question would be, how did you guys meet John C. Reilly?
Well, we met John on Tom Goes to the Mayor, our last show. We wrote a script for him called Friendship Alliance. And we kind of knew some of his friends that sort of helped us get the script to his agent, who then he saw it and he came in. He was right in the middle of doing Talladega Nights and some other kind of mainstream movies that he enjoyed, but he read our script and was like, oh, thank God, there's something that I can be a total lunatic and just have fun. That's how we became buddies. He just had a really good time doing Tom Goes to the Mayor.
Thanks for your question. Who's next?
Thanks, Thad.
Okay, I like that guy over there. Hurry up. He's got a bag. Someone to search that bag?
No bombs.
It's going to be a joke question.
No, I want to thank you guys for coming to St. Louis.
And what show is this?
This is actually a fellow Adult Swim and St. Louis hero, hometown Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
Okay.
So I brought you guys a swag bag.
Okay.
Full of stuff, and even the shirt that says...
What's the question? We can look at that
You
later.
complete me. Anyway, so I'm wondering if the name of the show came from, is that like a Cartoon Network exec? And like you were like, let's name the show something, so always the show is an awesome show.
You know what's
That's a
really
good question.
funny story? It's really funny. You guys are going to be doubling over laughing. Story. We had a couple names for the show. The first name for the show was Let's Have Fun Again.
Which I still love.
Which I think was out of Tom Goes to the Mayor got kind of dark, you know. At times it got pretty evil and like sad. So we were like, the next show we're gonna do, let's have fun and let's like be silly and stuff. And then that was like we kind of said, well, that's not a good
Too
idea.
conceptual.
And then we had a name.
It doesn't look good on a T-shirt.
Yeah, and then the other name was Ring-a-Ding. That was one of the, you know, it's like one of those things where you've got like a list of like 300 titles. It doesn't matter, you know. Like everyone's just going to call it Tim and Eric's show because it's, you know. And we went out. We had to make it. Mike Lazo called us and said, "Guys, Ring-a-Ding, nah, you know, keep working on that." So we had lunch with Bob, and it was one of those because we just wanted to brainstorm with him and just get his advice. And I remember it was like three different ideas coming together to make that title. You know, I think you had the awesome show, and Bob was like, "You guys should really put your name in the show." And we kind of Tim and Eric awesome show, and then I was like, you know, great job, or you know, it's just make it horrible, you know.
Then we started playing around with the punctuation and actually having a comma in the title and an exclamation point. We were dying laughing.
Yeah, we wrote it
This
out.
is the fucking name.
Called out and said, "Is this okay? Can we do this long, meandering title that
And people-
forces people to speak positively of the show?"
Yeah, they can't give it a bad review. The first thing they say is great job. And people are really uncomfortable saying the whole thing. A lot of people don't want to
Oh
say
yeah, we've been doing a lot of press, and they Tim and Eric's awesome show. We're like, no, it's Tim and Eric, awesome show, great job. No positive
Very
yes.
important.
Thanks for your question.
Hey, thanks a
Who
lot.
else? Sorry?
DJ Ducktown will take any Voltron stuff. Or band demos, or...
How about a woman? No women here, right?
Ladies want to ask us?
No
What's
ladies.
your name, ma'am?
Go ahead.
Rob? No.
Can I guess
A
a
woman. Doug, back there, the mic.
back there? We can abandon this idea here. Yeah, we'll abandon
A
this.
little nerve-wracking up there.
The other night on online, and you said you were going to
Webcam?
St. Louis. You said you were going to St. Louis and Las Vegas.
We went to Las Vegas
I'm
yesterday.
just curious, why did you come to St. Louis?
We came,
We committed a crime.
yeah. We're making a documentary about your hoop that you have out here. And Tim is shooting a documentary tomorrow. You want to tell him about?
Yeah, well, you guys probably know about this. Is take a sip from the sip. You drink from the Mississippi. It's like a thing you do. It's like a little straw, or is it a ladle or something? I don't know.
The whole
I
camera
read
crew is
about
going
it.
to follow Tim down to the
Yeah.
Mississippi tomorrow. He's going to take a sip of that water. It's pretty good.
Hi, I was just curious, as you guys like run out of college and everything, how do you market such a unique sense of humor? Because you know, somewhere there's like a board meeting with a bunch of people in suits sitting around, like, you know, oh, these guys dance around in small shorts and hump things.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a serious amount of business that has to go behind it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
How
I
do you
mean,
market yourself?
We were in Los Angeles yesterday. Las Vegas yesterday, and for this big comedy festival, which is a piece of shit. And all the network ad sales people come to this thing to watch our show, and that's what they try to figure out. They're like, how can we get Verizon to sponsor something like this? And it's kind of hard. We really resist it as much as possible, but
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got an easy job because our show is very segment oriented, so you can grab like a very easy to see why it should be funny kind of clip, like 30 seconds, and show it to somebody that works at Verizon or something, and be like, yeah, these guys are. I don't get it, you don't get it, but you can imagine 20-year-olds getting it, right? You know.
I guess. Another story is when we made Tom Goes to the Mayor, before they aired the first episode, they wanted to attach McDonald's to to all of our promos and our website and our brought to you by McDonald's, and then I'm loving it. Seriously, after our show, and
Before the show had ever aired, so like the month leading up to the show would be like this crazy clip from Tom Goes to the Mayor that no one should understand why this is on television, and then at the end, brought to you by McDonald's.
and the show is making fun of McDonald's. It's the exact opposite. Why would they? No one really watched that whole kind of when they attach themselves. They don't really know what's happening. They just.
But we said fuck you. We said like. Well, we didn't say that, but we said,
Please.
We said, can we just stop here for a second and just make the case that perhaps it might be a good idea to let you guys, our audience, find this show and love it, or not love it or whatever, but let them have it as their own before they get shoved in advertisement with it, So that was advice Bob gave us and that we thought was the right way to go. And it was kind of like we got yelled at by the head guy. He was like, "Fuck you! You don't tell us what to. This is how your show gets." Made by the money that McDonald's gives us to produce shows. That's like the business of this is that. But we said we know that we're not going to. Obviously we know that the show has to have commercials around it. It's just this one thing.
Let our show air before you start.
Yeah. So we won it, and I think it was a big deal in our world, not in anybody else's world. Anybody else?
You picked DJ Dugtown.
Doug's choice.
Good choice. Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'd like to know what the story is with the Absolutely guy. It kills me every time.
That's my dad.
Is
For
it?
really, yeah. It's a home video of us in Florida. It says on the thing 1987 or something, 1989.
And someday we have to show the actual full videotape.
Yeah.
Tim.
That's on YouTube, yeah.
The full of Tim running around with the camera. Oh, that's great.
Well, I say describe this vacation in 3 words, and my dad looks at the camera and says, absolutely.
With that bright pink hat and that Florida tan, it's
just caught off guard. He was trying to riff with something. He was trying to be funny, but
and Tim's real dad makes an appearance in our season finale of season 2. He's pretty good.
So how did you guys where do you know each other from, or where did you meet each other, and how did you decide to work together?
Temple University, hooty hoo, Temple House. We went to film school together 10 years ago. We met on the dorms. Tim was a hippie dude. I was a skater, punk rock dude, goatee.
Face Fest.
Hi. I was wondering what goes in. I know you guys did the talk show Tim and Eric Night Live, and also this
talk show here.
But I was wondering, what's the what sort of sensibilities? What do you take a different approach just to doing a live talk show as opposed to awesome show? Is there a different?
For the record, we've done this twice. This live talk show that you're referring to on this site called SuperDeluxe.com, which is owned by Turner. Oh, wow. Okay. It's just basically those guys said we have to do something with all this money we have. So let's make a website that is going to be the future of broadband, all this nonsense. Like, how can we get money out of YouTube, or how can we make our own little thing? It's a good thing they do, because they let us do this ridiculous live talk show that is really live. So we get people calling in, and we have crazy.
And our personas are different. I would say, every time you see us on the Awesome Show, it's a little bit different. The Night Live guys are a little bit more assholes than the real life Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
But
we're assholes in a different way in real life.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of have a general and then specific question. I find David Liebehart completely hypnotic.
Oh yeah. We got stories for you. Go ahead.
Do you guys write his songs, or is that part of his whole thing?
Well, we kind of allow them to happen.
Collaboration process.
Yeah, we didn't know how it was going to work, but when he came in, we knew we had to have original songs that wouldn't be a legal issue. So we sat and wrote the songs with him, and it's this keyboard, this Casio keyboard that has the program. You press one button and
best sounding keyboard. Which was a total mistake, by the way.
Yeah, I told this one guy at our work to get me a MIDI keyboard because I kind of write a lot of the demos for the show that Davin goes ahead and makes great. But he went out and brought back this big, like, horrible, you know.
We wanted like just a tiny little MIDI keyboard. He comes back with this cast with big speakers in it and the drum machine.
Yeah, it's like a great pan flute setting.
Yeah. Tim turned it on and started playing it. We looked at each other like, this is staying. This is not being returned. This is the best sounding thing.
So when David comes in and I sit there and just get a beat going and we say, well, let's write a song about, you know, just pick a subject. You know,
he brings a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Like Salome is a real idea about this, you know, country corridor in the Caribbean. All of this stuff exists in his world and some other people.
And it's like a dialogue. So we start asking questions. You know, what does that mean? And he'll say, and then he'll start just singing and he'll start singing and putting all these words together. And we'll have an intern there furiously writing down what he's saying. And often it's like the first pass of what comes out of his mouth that gets written down. So then that gets turned into a cue card, so that 10 minutes later we have him in front of the green card and he's singing this stream of consciousness that he just sang and he wrote, but with our help. And
I wish we could have brought him up. We performed with him in Las Vegas last night. We brought him to Vegas with a couple other people from the show, and when he comes out, people, you know, give him huge applause. He's like a superstar now. It's amazing. He's an amazing guy.
Couple more, maybe? Couple more.
Nice shades.
There we go. Yeah.
Film festival shades.
What are you going to wear tonight to the film festival? Probably just go regular shirt.
Right. I'll just wear regular glasses.
You want to wear your shades? You should wear your shades.
Oh, I don't know.
It's going to be bright.
You guys seem like pretty decent.
You want to change your question?
Yeah, completely. Awesome. No, you're...
He's probably blind, right? Fucked up.
Shit.
Oh my God, he's blind.
Your pieces go from like bizarre to sometimes like really mean. How do you know when you've like hit a bit like that you are going to use?
Give me an example of a mean. What do you think? Do you think the demons thing was mean?
No, I enjoyed that a lot. Quite a few psychiatric things wrong with me, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like Tim and I we've tried not to go to that level of, you know, when we prank phone call people, we don't go to, you know, a level that truly makes them angry and uncomfortable.
I've seen some of those. I didn't really mean like as an insult, but like in Shrek, like that's fairly cutting, like compared to what's actually going on TV. I still think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's subversive as opposed to anything. It's, you know, it is. We are, in our smiling, we are saying, you know, fuck you.
Yeah. But I mean, when you attack something like Shrek, you know, what is that? You know, it's like someone needs to do it.
But when we're doing something like, you know, when Richard Dunn, who's up here for Dungeon, when he doesn't know which camera to look in, you know, that's the best thing ever. And I don't think that's much about making fun of Richard per se, but it's just sort of, you know, we've all kind of been in those uncomfortable situations, and people falling down are funny, you know. And if we can make people fall down without them actually physically getting hurt, like Richard Dunn not knowing which camera to look into.
And a lot of what you see, for example, David Liebehart, are these experiments that we're like, let's bring this guy in that we think is interesting looking and give him a script or give him an idea and just roll cameras. And sometimes you get Salome and sometimes you get crap that we just don't use.
You'll never see. Anything? Sure.
I got a question. I was wondering how much you plan out the graphics and audio editing you do before